I definitely want to make sure we talk about the new album. There
Oh
was a
yeah,
point where you didn't want to make another album, or at
that's
least
true. How did you find out about that?
I listened to the Garza episode, your episode
Oh,
of the
okay.
Garza podcast. He's one of my favorites, and I love watching him. So I heard you mention this, but I mean, clearly we're talking now because another one has come to be. So what convinced you to do this again?
Uh, I think being signed specifically to Napalm Records. I mean, Napalm bought out our old label,
Right.
Steamhammer, but it was great, the greatest people, a small company. I have nothing to say, but it was like I was legitimately, I was tired of being on uh, that label for some reason. I mean, I love it. And it was like I think that any little new thing that happens to me, like a new amplifier, whatever, a new guitar, it sort of gives sparks me. It's like
Mm.
something that falls in my lap. It's like it's a message from God. So it is. It's like I was like, well, my again, I keep talking to my wife. That's who I'm like. I was like, I'm done. Like, why make records now? Because Glenn is like that too. He's like, I'm not making any more records. It's stupid. Why make new records now? I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Like, I remember Eddie Van Halen said that too. It's like, why the hell make any new records? No one gives a shit. They want to hear the old stuff. So uh, they were like, all right, forget it. You don't have to do another record, but Napalm wants to sign you. And I'm like, it's a pretty good label. Like, they have some big bands on that label. I mean, this
Hmm.
is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I told my wife, she's like, yeah, doing a couple more records, like I was
Go
like,
ahead. I
cool.
love her attitude every time you talk about her.
Yeah. I was
It's
like,
important to have somebody that's supportive. That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, she is. So I was like, cool. Uh, it was a little weird when we definitely signed them. They've gone through a lot of changes since then. Uh, and the funny thing, I was talking to somebody yesterday about it, and like, like we had in the time we signed, they gave it. We had three different product managers, which in a certain amount, that's like our A&R guy, and everything. It's like, who the hell is this now? Like I was like, he's like, oh, the deadline for the record is now April. I'm like, really? Like the last guy said, don't worry about it. You could deliver it like in July or something. It's like, oh no, no, no. So I was like, what the hell am I going to do, dude? So it all worked out amazing. We got to start working on this like now. Like I was working on the demos. They weren't
Right.
done yet. We had like 7 songs and it was like, you got to go in now and you got to do it locally
Hmm.
out here on the island. And like, so we pulled it together and like, bam. So somebody said, oh, dude, it's like back in the old days, like how you did force fed. I'm like, yeah, like it was like that. We're like, we got to make a record like today. Where are we going to go? Oh, there's a studio here. Let's book the time there. Let's do it. Let's get this thing done. And that's how we did it. So, but the mixes weren't that great, so we got Andy Steep to mix it and master it. So,
Yeah.
Andy Steep did it, and did an unbelievable job. He pretty much saved the record, so it sounds killer.
Did he take you in the modern direction that you wanted to go? Because I feel like I remember that being important to you too.
I think no, but it sounds modern now because it's the attitude behind it is modern
Mhm.
because it's almost a less is more attitude that we stripped it down
Mm.
again and it just sounds heavy as hell. So if if heavy and sounding amazing and simple is modern, then it is.
Good enough for me. And
Yeah.
I just realized this is the first time you've done a self-titled album too.
Yeah.
So is part of why we're going that direction, self-titled, is that to just hammer home the idea that this is a new era, it's just us, no concept, stripped down.
Yeah, it is stripped down. And then the fact that I think we went back to something that I talked earlier in the conversation was the elements of Prong and the avoidance of outside influences for the most part. And it's like it's it's thrashy, it's hardcore, and it's sort of alternative too.
Hmm.
So like just staying within that realm was important. Uh, the only other thing that it diverts a couple of times from that, but the scheme of it is strictly prong. I wrote everything. The one song I wrote with the drummer, but it's like it's very internal, and it sounds fresh. Like the whole like we didn't we may have called it something else, but like they're like, oh, song titles. We're looking at it, and then we finally said, you know what, this is called self-titled because it sounds like a fresh band, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. It's us doing what we do, and we're gonna
Yeah.
remind everybody about that again.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't know, I mean that's
Yeah.
another thing was like I still think a lot of people don't know, and they're like, who the hell are these guys? Like I think that there is still an opportunity for an audience that have never heard the band, that are unfamiliar. They have, there's no baggage collected about the group, and it's just something fresh, especially with satellite radio and
Hmm.
the influence of that on everything and streaming. Like, oh, okay, well, now they'll. I have that experience. Just like, oh man, this band sounds killer. Like, oh dude, they've been around forever. I'm like, really? I don't. I
Yeah.
never heard of them before.
But
Like,
it doesn't surprise you though when someone says that about Prong. Like, where have they been forever? Where have they been all of my life? It doesn't surprise you when you hear that about your own band.
yeah, it's true. I mean, uh, especially. When I get comments too, it's like, God, you guys have been still making records. I'm like, yeah, like that was one of the things I was like, I'm making records and like no one knows about them. Like
Hmm.
I that was getting on my nerves a little bit. Like we're a lot actually. Was making records. We weren't getting on any playlists. Like it was just like the same thing over and over again. You know, uh, we did some strong covers that gotten unnoticed. I'm like, I mean, I always have these expectations like, holy shit, we did, you know, a cover of a Husker Du song. I figured like everyone
Hmm.
would know about that. Like, who the hell are they? Like, no one knows who Husker Du is anymore. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, uh, we did a Killing Joke cover. Oh, like no one cared about the covers album. And then we did, I said, I'm going to go in the other direction and we're going to do something that everyone knows. We're going to do a cover of Rush, Working Man.
And
Like somebody,
then,
like,
yeah.
no, like nothing. Like no one even, it's,
Wow.
you know what I mean? Like, is there so much of, maybe this will be the same thing. Maybe that's just my destiny. But it was a fun record to make and it sounds killer. Like I wanted to make like this, like for my kids and everything. It's like album 14, when I'm gone, you can listen to this one and go like, yeah, man, that's pretty cool. Like my dad did that record. That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, and they're old. I mean, I'm sure they're probably old enough by now just to say, "Look, I get to watch my dad in action now. I get to watch him do this like in real time now."
Well, my oldest daughter, yeah, but like
Yeah.
I have like really young kids, so
Uh,
believe it or not. So yeah, they're they're getting to that point, yeah. Like maybe
and
they're
we know
clueless. I don't know.
they- they'll get it in time.
Yeah,
They come
maybe.
back around. I thought that like my parents, when I think about them, I'm like, they did some cool things when they were younger, and I didn't realize
Yeah,
it until I got older.
I know. I that's I totally.
And we know a European tour is booked for this. US
Yes.
tour coming, fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
I'm trying so hard. I'm like, it's just it's a little difficult to get something that's cool or we're trying to yeah, they're gonna definitely have to do an American tour.
Your dream lineup, who would you want on that tour with you?
Oh, it's like to open up for?
Any of
I,
the above. Yeah, co-headline, opening,
this
any of
is
the above.
I'll take anything. I don't care. Like any band that wants to bring us out on tour, I'm open to. Like I don't uh in some sense I like everybody and if I could go the other route and go like no one really fits with Prong. It's like, who the hell are we like? I thought that the Voivod Prong tour worked. Like, I thought that that
Yeah,
was, you know, like two bands that get ignored together. Like
that's
the
what you should have
ignored
called
band,
it.
yeah, the ignored bands tour. So we did a tour like that with a band that now that's blown up again is Crowbar. We toured with Crowbar, and it's like we thought it was going to be like, yeah, man, everyone's going to come down. It was like it flopped.
You never know. I
Yeah,
don't
years
know.
ago. So, like things change. We'll see what happens. But any bands out there, you want to come out with Prong?
Yep.
My agent is Andrew Goodfriend. Give him a call.
This is the time to do it. We're celebrating
Yeah,
something big. We're celebrating really 40 years and a fresh era, a fresh start.
I didn't even think of that. 40 years. Yeah,
This is
we could just
big.
say it's 4 years, and like people go, "Oh, it's a typo." I wish it was a new band, so that it's like, oh, those guys. Yeah, but whatever. 4 years, let's say.
You can find a
Four
whole new
plus
audience.
zero.
Yeah, the 4+0 tour. I like it, Tommy.
I like that.
Yep, we're
We
so
did
excited.
31 years of cleansing last year. And
Right.
like the Germans don't have much of a sense of humor about shit like this. Like, they're like, why did you do 30 years of cleansing? Why is it 31? Like, what's the difference?
There is
Like,
none.
yeah, right. It's like, well, everyone does 30 years. They don't do 31. I'm like, who cares? If it's 32 or 30. They're like, oh, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, well, 31 is fine. You don't want to do just call it 30 and it being 31. No, 31 years of cleansing.
I'm doing the tour now. Do you want to come or not? Very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple. Very simple. I love that. Tommy,
Four plus O tour.
the
That's
four plus
good.
zero.
I like
Exactly.
it. There's a single coming out in 2 weeks with a video. Our first performance video
Ooh,
in since Revenge Best Served Cold, which is freaking 13 years ago. So, yeah, it's for the song called The Banner, and it's going to be out in August 6th,
it's
the
coming
single and
up.
video. Yeah.
Okay, coming up. We'll keep our ears peeled. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Val. You're the best. Good interview. Thank you.